Shapes and Sounds acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we're recording and connecting with you from, the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation, and we pay our respects to elders past and present.
Hey, Asami.
Hi, Oscar.
All right, so last season we had a really busy recording week. Like we were locked in the whole day, every day for like a week. It was pretty intense. You have to be switched on all the time, right? So like by the end of the third day, I was exhausted. I don't know about you, Asami.
Even day one.
Yeah, day one. Yeah, even
day
day
one.
one, we were all exhausted. I went home and by day 3. I was just completely asleep by like 8 p.m. Like I was not making it. I come in the next day and I'm like, did you guys just go straight to sleep last night? Like you guys just go straight to bed. And you were like, yeah, like, of course, what else would I do? But Marcus is like casually just rolls off like, oh yeah, I went home and studied and then I went to sleep. I couldn't even conceive of doing anything but going to sleep when I got home. So I was just, I don't know. Marcus always seems to be so organized and on top of it all. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah. And I would add to that, like, it's not just that he's organized and efficient, but he's really well-rounded, like creative and interesting and like likes a lot of really interesting music. And he's also just lovely to be around too. You know, it's not like just efficiency, but just wonderful to spend time with. And it's like, how does he do it all?
Well, let's ask him.
Welcome to the Asian Mental Health Podcast, brought to you by Shapes and Sounds. Hi, Marcus.
Hello.
Are you ready for this episode?
No, I'm not. Definitely not.
Okay, this episode is all about you, Marcus, and I'm honestly so excited for this episode, okay?
Oh my God. Too many expectations for me.
Okay. So, everyone that's tuning in season 2, we really had this idea that we would ask Marcus, like, why are you so well? Like, what on earth do you do? And the reason why we want to do this is, like, it's not just about hearing from you, Marcus, and what you do, but maybe this conversation offers other people some ideas or like some interesting insights about how they might like to take care of their mental health as well, right? So it's not just about you. Remember, what you share helps other people as well. Yep. And that's really all about destigmatizing mental health within Asian communities. Like, you are an Asian person doing the thing, taking care of yourself, and we want to know the nitty gritty of that.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So I think we should start with this. There's a lot of mental health content on the internet, right? And I would say, like, as a clinician, a lot of it is good, but it can miss the mark a lot. And the reason why that is like, for example, you yourself might not be doing so well, but you're consuming this mental health content online, and that could actually be coming from someone that's like experiencing like a lot of wellness in their life at the moment. So then, it's like mental health is such a broad term that it's important to know where you're located within a big spectrum of this so-called term mental health, so that people can really locate themselves within the conversation, and it gives context to your answers as well, Marcus. So imagine, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is like your mental health is great, you're doing an amazing job at life, thriving, and 1 is really, really unwell.
Okay.
Give us a number. Where do you sit?
This is hard. So 1 is bad, 10 is good.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, I don't know, 3 or 4? Maybe 4.
4?
4.
Okay.
Let's do, I don't know. Let's do 3 or 4. Yeah.
Like 3.5?
Yeah, okay. 3.5, 3.5. Yeah.
Get into decimals.
Or like 3.7 or?
Because 3 makes it, I don't know if I'd qualify for a 3, because 3 makes it sound like it's really bad, but then 4, I don't know if it's enough. So maybe 3.5.
Okay, 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. Yeah. All right. Tick, 3.5, yeah? I think if we think about all that mental health content that's online, like, one, we spoke about the mental health continuum or spectrum. There's so many places where you could sit along that spectrum. But also, I think it's important to know who that person is that's sharing that information. Like, who could that info be relevant for? So Marcus, like, as you think about what you're about to share, who do you think that your story relates to? You know, like psychology students, or like, I don't know.
Maybe like just general uni students. If I have to think like specifically, maybe just like if you're in uni trying to balance a lot of different things as well.
Yeah.
Like, because for me, like, I don't like just like go to uni this day, and then work this day, this day. It's kind of like everything every day. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just like, I guess that like balancing different things at different points. Yeah.
What about like type of person? Like what type of person are you, and like what would be a person who could relate in that sense?
Not too extroverted. Like, I guess my strategies aren't really like that social. Like there's a social element to it, but like not super extroverted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like focus on academics.
Yeah, when you say
yeah.
focus of academics, this is just purely out of curiosity. Like, you're studying psychology. Why did you choose psychology?
Oh my God, don't ask me this.
Okay.
Cut.
Can of worms I shouldn't have opened. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I have a like a practically why I ended up in this, and then I have like a motivation kind of answer. So
Nice. Okay.
like in year 12, like I kind of didn't really know what I wanted to do, but like I did PE for one of my subjects and I really liked it. And I did really well. So my teacher was like, oh, like maybe go into physio or something. So I was like, oh yeah, like anatomy is pretty interesting. And like I knew I wanted to go into some sort of allied health, like helping profession. So I was like, oh, like I'll just apply for physio. So I did. And I was like, mine was like the science and the physio like path thing, whatever they do at Melbourne. And then in first semester, I was like looking at subjects to do. So I think I did like bio, economics, geography, and
Such a range.
physics. It was like
It's so
random.
Melbourne Uni, right?
It was
Like, you
so
have to Melbourne
random.
Uni.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of them, but I did physics because I think there was a third year class that was on biomechanics, and like I really liked biomechanics when I did it in year 12. So I was like, oh, like maybe I have to do physics so that I could do that class. It was like foundation physics, by the way. It was like year 10 physics. First week, they were teaching about like acceleration or something, and I just couldn't understand acceleration. Like my friend was like trying to teach me the equation. I was like, this doesn't make sense. Like, what do you, like, where does this equation come from? So then I dropped it, and I was like, oh, now I have to pick something else. So it was like environmental science or psych. And I was like, psych is probably more like useful or like more interesting, and like I've always had an interest in like people and like behaviors and stuff, but I don't know why I just like never thought of psych as a career. But I was like, oh, I'll just like do that unit, and then ever since I've just like I'll just stick to psych. So now
Wow.
I'm here.
So thanks to physics.
Yeah, but like I guess there is like personal motivations and like reasons for it too. So
Okay.
yeah.
Can we ask you
If
that?
Yeah, are we allowed to ask?
want to go into there, I don't know. Like, I think like I was just always really interested in like knowing like why people acted the way they were, and like actually I kind of do remember why I like decided not to like consider this a pathway. But like, I think when I was really young, like I did have a conversation with my mom once about it, and then she was like, no, it's really hard. Like you're gonna be having to like put up with like other people's stuff all the time. Like if you're not able to like detach or like I don't know, like that, like what do they call it, like vicarious trauma or
Yeah,
something. She's like, it'll be really tough on you. So I was like, oh, okay. But then like somehow like I don't know, doing med was fine for her. So
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know what the logic was there, but yeah, I've just like always been really interested in that, and I think like studying at uni has made it more interesting for me, like learning all the different parts of psych, like the biological aspects, and like all like the psychopathology and everything. Like I don't know, just like as I kept going, it just got more and more interesting for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you slowly like shifted all your subjects that way.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then why your first reaction? You were like, oh,
You're like,
don't ask
no.
me.
I don't know, like I have like a cheesy answer, but I don't want to really like say it because it's like, like it's cheesy. So
You gave a great answer.
Yeah, I feel like that wasn't cheesy. That was a good answer.
no, like I have.
Oh,
like
you have an
I
alternative
have-
answer. Okay,
Another
okay.
one. Can we hear it?
Now. So
No,
I'm
you
so
don't have
curious.
to, you don't have
That's for when I do my interviews. For
Okay. No, I'll save you
Okay.
that. I'll save you that. Don't worry. That's for the LinkedIn profile later.
Okay. So great. Thank you. That's Marcus, a student. What about this though? In a very, very broad sense, what is like your philosophy or your
Ooh.
ethos when it comes to mental health?
Okay, this is probably not gonna make sense and like not really have much substance to it, but like
Okay, great.
I think
Great,
I think like
preamble. Yeah.
I don't know, because like I kind of like just have a baseline level of stress all the time. So my mindset is like, if I'm gonna stress about it all the time, then like if I'm really stressed about it right now, like I'll just like leave it. Like my mindset is like everything is tomorrow's problem and it eventually will work out. Like if I do what is good for me now and like if I'm just really, really stressed and really, really tired, like there's no point in me like studying and like keep going. Like it will work itself out. And like
Yeah.
eventually in the future, like I will do it. So it'll be fine.
As in like procrastinate?
Yeah.
No,
I feel like that's the
I don't-
opposite of you.
no, I don't know. Like I think it comes from a place of like trusting my future self. Like I don't think it's like procrastination, but it's like, say, for example, like I think maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, it would have been 2 weeks ago now. Like I was at uni, it's like listening to this lecture and like she had like the thickest accent, just like couldn't understand what she was saying. And after class, I was like, oh, I'll just have to like look over the notes now because like I'm not gonna have time to like revise it. Spent like 3 hours after class like looking at it and I still didn't understand it. I was like sitting there stressed. I was like, I'm never gonna get this. But then like I think I just had to like readjust my expectations for that specific time. It's like, okay, maybe in this time after class, all I'm gonna focus on is just writing out the note. Like I'm not gonna try and understand it yet. Like that's tomorrow's problem.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
see
think
what you mean.
it's like, I don't know, it's like putting trust in your future self that you'll just get the stuff done. Like if you focus on what you're doing now and like just make sure like you're keeping yourself well in the given moment, like later down the track, everything else will figure out itself.
like
I don't know if that makes sense.
How do you know then
Yeah.
when it's time to get something done? Like when is it time now that for the person who said my future self, oh, I need
Yeah.
to do this later on. How do I know it's like, oh, right now is the time that I'm supposed to be doing this?
I feel like because like I always will stress about it. So then like it's not like I'll just like forget about it. Like I'll still think
yeah,
about it, but like yeah, like I just won't think about it like right now. Like I'll just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just get up and do something else. Or like sometimes if I'm tired, like I'll just like, yeah, I'll just like go lay in my bed, like whatever.
But do you think you're what you said before is like you're breaking down the task into very tiny actionable steps? Like you're like, I do not understand this lecture, so I'm just going to write out the notes and then the comprehension will come after.
I guess, yeah, just like making it more manageable for me
Yeah.
at different steps. That probably helps.
I like how you started with I'm always stressed. Like just foundationally, I'm just always stressed because I don't get that from you at all.
I don't know, but like I'm like I don't know, like I feel like I've never not been stressed. Like probably like just during the holidays when there's no uni, then I'm not stressed. But like this is really bad. But I told my friends, I was like, every night when I go to bed, I go to bed and I think, oh my god, I have to do this again tomorrow.
That's so dark.
It's so dark, but it's like I don't know, like yeah, like I stress all the time.
What? This
This is
is so unexpected.
yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just because like I don't show at work or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if my friends can tell. Like maybe no, actually I think they can. Like I think I told them about it.
But you maintain a sunny disposition.
Yeah, a sunny disposition. That is precisely what I would say.
Right?
A sunny disposition. Yeah. Actually, I have a question about that then.
Okay.
So you're clearly pretty academically disciplined,
Mhm.
at least from my perspective. How do you like do that in a healthy way? I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, but like what,
Mm,
like it can be so stressful, like as you said.
yeah. See, I think it's hard because like I like to study, so it's different for someone who doesn't. Like when it's like when studying is a chore, then it's like it feels so different. But then for me, it's like I enjoy it, so then it's like that's already so much of like the mental struggle that I'm kind of like overcoming. Um, I don't know. Like, wait, what was the question? Like discipline.
Yeah, or I guess like if that's the case, like what you just said, like
Yeah.
do you have high expectations for yourself? Is that like why you're stressed, or is it just like
Yeah, it's definitely expectations and then like just knowing how competitive it is like
yeah,
makes
because
me stressed because it's just I don't know, it's just like really sucks that like you constantly have to be competing against other people. Like even in honors, it's like I don't know, I've only found that like when I got to honors, the imposter syndrome got even worse because then everyone is so smart. It's like even if I get the good grades, it's like no, everyone else is smarter and like I'm dumb. But it's like
oh right,
clearly like the
yeah,
grades don't reflect that. So it's like I don't know, it's like it's just so much harder when I'm in that situation. And it's like everyone's really nice and like everyone's like willing to have a chat,
Supporting,
but like
yeah.
you just know they're trying to compete against you. Like you can just feel it.
Yeah.
right, yeah. It's just part of like the way that it's structured. It's like there
Yeah.
is a sort of ingrained competitiveness about
Exactly.
who's going to do the best or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
exactly.
And then progress to the next stage, like the
Yeah.
masters and etc.
Well, if you have
Yeah.
like these high expectations of yourself, I mean, I like, and it's quite stressful. Like, how do you keep that from like blowing up? Like, how do
Getting
you
to my
stay reasonable with yourself and avoid like the burnout situation or something like that?
Recently, I've been like keeping in mind this idea of short-term sacrifice in my head.
Ah.
And like this was after having a chat with one of my friends in honors. Like, I don't know, like I think like it's good. What helps me is to have something to look forward to. Like, say like the past weekend, like I had to just like spend on my assignment because I like didn't have time at all at any throughout the week or like this week. So like I don't know, it's just like keeping in mind that like yeah, I'm just like sacrificing one weekend, but like once this period is done, then I can like go out on my weekends again. So yeah, like I guess like there is that like external motivation that helps me as well. Like, oh, after this is done, then I can do this.
Yeah.
So
And even like after the semester, there's a
yeah.
break.
Yeah. And it's also just like knowing that like if I don't put in my all when I'm like doing uni, then I might regret it and I'll get a bad grade. I'll be like, yeah, this is shit. So
Or like you would feel more stressed then.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like for my future self to feel good about myself, I need to do well and focus on uni now.
That's meta.
Or like, yeah, thanks to my future self.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on that, like how, because you are, like you're thinking about your future self, you are academically driven. You, as you shared, you are always stressed as well. Like, but how do you know when you've hit your limits?
I think it's always like a physical thing that I get. Like I get very like I guess like burnt out is like just the only way I can put it. Like I just like have no energy and it's like I just can't focus or like can't even like think about the assignment. And like I think something that I noticed that I do myself as well when I'm really stressed is like because I like to keep like it's kind of like a to-do list, but like for every day. Like I kind of plan out my week every weekend before and like write like Monday this, Tuesday this and stuff. When I get really stressed, a lot of the times I just sit there and stare at it, like, but I don't do anything. Like I'll be like looking at it and I'll go to do my assignment and I'll open that tab again and like stare at it and I'll just like stress over that list. So like I think that gets really bad when I'm really, really stressed and like it just like is like a paralyzing feeling for me. And I think I realized this in year 12 because or maybe it was year 11, I can't remember, but like I remember every day after school, I would come home and then just sit in front of my laptop and like look at my to-do list. And I would sit there for an hour just doing nothing, just staring at my list and just like keep repeating to myself, I have to do this and I'll do this, I'll do this. And then tomorrow I have to do this. But then like after a while, or like not maybe, not really after a while, like throughout that period, like every time, like after that hour, I would like get up and go shower and I would come back and then I would be fine. Like I would
Wow.
just like stop thinking about it. So I guess like my stress is very much tied to that list and like it's like triggered by like that external kind of stimulus. So then once I really realized that, then I'm like, okay, like I just have to force myself to get up like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll look at it and think about it. Just force myself and like close my laptop, go shower and come back, it'll be fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it took a while to realize that, but yeah, definitely still do that. And it's
And then
the-
you, after the show, you come back and then you do it?
yeah,
Like
and
you-
it'll be
you
fine. Like
action the
I wouldn't
tasks?
like be stressed or like that stressed anymore about it. Like it's like out of sight, out of mind, kind of, you know.
Oh, so you've processed it. You know what's going to happen, so you don't need to think about it anymore. And the shower's kind of like the block. Or?
I guess just like something to like stop myself from thinking about it. Then it's just like gone,
But then you actually
and
do
then
the task.
and then I can do it. Then I'm not
Wow.
like stuck anymore.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it was a very long period of time, and like I definitely still do that. So yeah,
I wonder what your brain was doing in that long hour as you look
it's
at the
just
list, you know?
repeating to myself all the stuff I have to do. Like it's yeah, it was so bad, so bad for my mental
Wow.
health.
But not like scrolling in between that time or
No,
anything.
like I would just sit there.
Yeah.
Would be like paralyzed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
For a moment, I was like, oh, that sounds like quite nice. Like you're very present. We were just talking about
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media before,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're not scrolling, but
No.
paralyzed is not a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
All right. So, Marcus, you've given us like a really beautiful insight into you. And I'm surprised that you told me you're stressed. I did not expect that to come out. But we want to now get into the nitty gritty. You know,
Okay.
like what do you actually do? Like what
Okay.
we were talking about a day in the life before. So, Marcus, what do you do on a daily basis? Or, okay, the categories are like daily, weekly, monthly. I don't know. You can pick. What do you actually do to take care of your mental health?
Maybe I'll start with daily. I definitely have like a routine or like a plan for the day before it happens. So like even stuff like, oh, if I have to go to uni, like the night before, I'll check like what train I have to catch, so then I know what time I have to leave, and then like, you know, like all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
like going backwards to time when you have to wake up and stuff.
Yep. And also like that being organized, how does that help your mental health? You know?
I think it's like good for me if I can anticipate that like I'll have a certain amount of time to be able to do something. Like even say like when I'm at uni and my friend's like, oh yeah, I'm at uni as well, we'll catch up, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, like let me know what time I can see you, and like let me know what time like you might have to go as well. Like I'm not trying to be like so like, yeah, it's 5, I'm sorry I have to go now, but like it's just like a rough idea of like, yeah, like maybe like 2 hours I can like take a break from uni and like just like catch up with my friend or something. I think if I'm able to anticipate that and like know how much time I can spend on like my assignments or class, then like I can relieve some stress in future situations, because like knowing that like I have something I need to do, but if I didn't get it done on that day, that would stress me out. So
Yeah.
and especially because it's like everything is so like back to back, and like on is like constantly this stuff and like work and everything. So it's like it just like has to stick to a schedule for it to work. Otherwise it just like
Crumbles.
It would be too much.
Okay. I like that.
So yeah.
I'm similar. Yeah. Everything for me is like, if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah. I don't think I spoke of the specifics though, but wait, let me think. I always like don't do work after dinner. Like I think that's like a rule for me. Like even if it means pushing my dinner back, like I just won't do anything after dinner. Like say like I'm studying at uni and I have to study till 8, so then I'll only get home till like 9:30. So then like I'll have my dinner then. Like I'll get everything done and then have dinner and then rest.
And then
like
finish.
nothing else. And recently I've also been doing like this thing where like, because I have my iPad for like, well, it's like kind of for uni, but like kind of for other stuff as well.
Are you an
But
iPad
like,
kid?
At night, yeah. But like, cause I have like all of my tabs open on my laptop, like work and uni. Like,
Yeah.
I've just like been like trying to not go on my laptop after dinner. So like after dinner, I'll just go on my iPad, and then that's like Netflix or like Disney Plus. So
Like your
then I
fun
don't
things.
see the tabs, because I know if I see the tabs, I'll open it and I will want to like read over something. So like
Yeah.
it's like a physical separation thing that like helps. So like every night I try to do that.
I like that. There's like a clear cutoff, and then you eat,
Yep.
and then it's like Marcus time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What about weekly?
Weekly, well, I try to at least do something fun, or like not do something fun. I try to at least take half a day off, like on one of my weekends now. Like it used to be like more, but like because of how much stuff there is for honors now, like I try to do at least half a day off. So like sometimes it'll be like going to the gym and then just chilling and doing nothing. Sometimes it'll be like going to the beach, like was it 2 weeks ago? Oh, not this Sunday, the last Sunday
yeah.
when it was really
warm.
sunny. Yeah, I went to the beach and that was nice. Did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you swim at the beach?
I didn't swim that week. It
that's
was
too
so
cold, right?
cold. I
Yeah.
dipped my feet in, but it was way too cold. But the sun was really nice. So I did that, just like laid there and didn't think about anything.
I like that.
How do
Yeah.
you know that? Like, what about the beach is like contributes to your mental healthiness?
I think because it's like so quiet, and it's like I can just go there and like enjoy the sun. Like, first of all, I really like the warmth. Like, I hate the cold. So like already like being under the sun and like being warm is like such a plus for me. But when it gets warm, I really like just like floating in the water. So weird, but like I just
No.
like to like be in the water and float. Like
That's so real.
and then,
That's
like,
so real.
like won't do anything. Like I would just lay in the water and float for like 10 minutes. And like I don't know, it's just like good to like clear my mind that way. And like I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know what I like about it, but I like that it's a really nice way for me to relax physically. Yeah.
I get a water theme from Marcus now, like the shower and the beach,
Ah,
the
yeah,
water.
yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you're like, are you an Aquarius?
No. I'm a fire sign, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, me too.
Yeah. Yep.
What about you?
Don't remember. I think I'm a Virgo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what sign that is.
I think that's a water sign.
Is that a water sign?
Yeah, I think so. It's either water or air. I think it's a water sign though.
Yo, can we fact check that? Anyways.
Okay, all right. Sidetrack. Yeah.
Sidetrack. Anything else weekly?
Weekly. Well, again, like the routine thing. And yeah, like usually I'll go about once, but like usually there'll be like a birthday or something going on, so like something like that. Yeah, but like I try to like, I don't know, like I guess it's bad if it's like I don't have enough separation from like personal life to like uni and work, but like I try to like prepare ahead, like say like on a Sunday, like if like there's a bit of stuff for uni that I can do that is like good, like it will just help me with the stress throughout the week, then I'll do it. Like yeah.
It makes me think, like, I also do similar things to you, Marcus, but I think there are lots of people out there who love like these productivity hacks and things. But let us zoom out a bit. What about like more like longer term, just say in a time frame of either monthly or like yearly? Are there things like ritually that you bring into your life that help you to stay well?
Let me think. I don't think there's anything specific or like anything that really changes. I think I kind of just do the same thing all the time. I definitely like obviously have like the summer off, like during like the summer months, and like in that time, like, yeah, there's no uni, so I don't have to think about uni. And I think like because most of my stress is from uni, so it's like then there's no stress, and then it's like I can just do whatever I want, like go out, and like either way I'll be happy and like have good mental health. So um yeah, during that time I think it's just like going out as much as I can and being under the sun, because like I don't know, it's just like a feeling. Like, do you guys get like a feeling when it's summer? Like,
Yes.
No,
it's like
I'm completely the
like,
same.
it's like the happiness comes from within, and it's like it's like
Yeah.
so like
The soul is warmed.
it's like almost like such an overwhelming feeling. Like it's like, oh my god, like I'm so happy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's like when the sun hits, it's just a different feeling for me. So like definitely over the summer months, going out as much, being under the sun as much as I can is like my thing. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
You
remember?
were talking about it.
Yeah, I would talk about this all the time, but like the first hot wind or like warm wind
Yeah.
in spring,
Yeah.
that tells you that like it's probably getting warm now.
Yes.
It's like,
That's
it's
the
here.
best feeling
Yes,
ever.
it's
I get so
actually
hyped.
the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you feel like really free or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's easy breezy now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like life is good again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like we got that on that weekend that you went to the beach.
Yeah.
It was
I
like,
de-
and
I
it was
definitely
spring,
felt that.
but
Yeah.
it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely felt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that, Marcus. Yeah.
Okay, what about on like you're very academic, as we've been talking about, and there's obviously academic stretches where you have to like lock in. You've got exams or whatever.
Yep.
Is there like, do you switch up your like style a bit? Like, do you do something different? Do you to take care of yourself, or is it kind of the same?
I think the dinner thing stays the same. So like it would just be like pushing everything back if I have to, and then stopping after dinner. I don't know, in terms of like study, I will go to the library like only during that period. Like it's just like to focus and everything. But in terms of like taking care of my mental health, like I don't know, it's like really specific things, like
Yeah, tell us.
probably
Yeah, we
not relevant to anyone at all. Like
This is what we want to know.
This is the juice.
Yeah.
but like so like because I live quite close to the Peninsula campus, like the Monash Peninsula campus, and like like before I got like the job at Monash, like I didn't want to pay for parking at the car park, so I would park at Bunnings next door, because it was like 3-hour parking, but like I guess no one really checks. So like I would
I'm sorry, what?
so I would go in the morning. And oh yeah, the parking at Monash ends at 4, by the way. So like I would go in the morning, park at Bunnings, walk to the library, study, and then at 4 I'm like, okay, this is my break. My break is to move my car back to the car park. So it's like scheduling little breaks like that in my study during those crunch times is what's helping me. And I think it's like that's like a scheduled break where I can't really avoid. Like it's like I have to go and move my car, so it's like
Yeah, so
I
you can't
have
feel
to take a break, and I
Yeah.
have to go for a little bit of a walk. So
yeah, you can't feel guilty about having to
Yeah.
move your car.
exactly, and then it's like then at night I don't have to walk that far. So yeah,
So rad.
That was very specific.
that was the
hyper
only
specific.
example I can think of. So
I wonder if everyone's going to start adopting this strat now. Guys,
Yeah.
please don't clog up the Bunnings car park,
For
please.
Marcus's mental
they're
health.
gonna like check next time I come. Like,
Oh yeah, Bunnings,
like
any
this
Bunnings
car's
worker.
parked here so long.
But I appreciate the
Yeah.
theme of that as well. Like it's very specific, but
Yeah.
what you're saying is like I like to take forced breaks.
Yeah, force myself to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has to happen at a certain time, so then your body knows what's coming. Yeah.
Yep. And I think like I sleep in as well during those times. Like sleep is so important for me. Like
yeah.
I will never compromise sleep. Like I've never pulled an all-nighter, and like I don't think I've ever studied like past like 10.
Okay.
Like I just like cannot do that, and like I just like will never do that. Like sleep is so important. Like I have to get at least like 8 hours. Like obviously not always,
yeah.
but like when I can, like at least 8. And it's like I have to sleep, and like I don't know, like I can sleep a lot, Like,
And you're a good sleeper.
yeah, I'm a good sleeper. So yeah, if I was like undisturbed, I could sleep forever. Like quite generally, I could.
I like that. That makes sense. I think people that sleep well are really well, generally,
Yeah.
I feel like.
I guess it makes sense with like it gives you energy and everything.
Yeah.
So
And a clean brain to start the
yeah,
next day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And also think about because like we learn in psych that like when you sleep you consolidate what you learn. So then I'm like, oh, I'll just sleep and then I'll know it tomorrow. So
I would have.
Wait, so that's a fact is that an actual thing? Oh,
it
okay,
does.
cool.
Like something about consolidating memory during sleep, whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
real.
All right, that's
So-
going to be my explanation for why I overslept during my lectures.
Yeah.
It's because I was consolidating the knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have one really strange random question that I want to throw
Okay.
in that I've been curious about since season 1.
Oh,
So in season 1, you talked about living a value-driven life. Do you remember this?
sort
I hope you
of.
remember this. Okay, but my question has always been that I never got to ask you. What are some like values that you consider important, and how do you follow these values, or even find out that you had these values in the first place? I guess.
This is a hard question.
I know I'm throwing you a curveball here.
Let me think.
Okay.
I've kind of put it on the spot.
Values.
I feel really bad.
No, it's okay. Wait, so it was like, how did I come?
How do you come to the values?
How did I come to this?
Yeah.
And like,
What are your
why?
values, and how do you
I
follow
don't-
them? I guess.
I don't even know. Well, I guess my value is like, just do what's right for you now, and then it will work itself out in the future. Like, like that. I think is just like how I have come to approach like everything. Like, if I'm stressed and I don't want to do it now, then like, okay, like it'll work itself out tomorrow, and like, it's tomorrow's problem. Like, it's I don't know. It's like not a way of procrastinating for me. It's just like so that I don't stress myself out in a given situation. And it's like it's not even necessary, where it's like not even necessary for me to stress myself out that way. Like,
So it's like a stress management tool.
I guess, yeah, like it's important for me because it's like I know in the long run I don't want to be stressed. So it's like if I sit here and it's like I'm not really achieving anything, then it's like might as well do it another day where I am pretty sure I will be able to get it done. So then it's like might as well just like take some time and like watch Netflix or something, like
And just rest.
yeah,
Think.
like there's
I think that's an interesting ethos to have. I feel like it's like a lot of people are very crunchy. I'm like a very crunchy person. I'm like, oh, I've got to get it done now. So I guess like taking away a bit of that stress and like having confidence in yourself to do the right thing later, that definitely at least manages that sort of in the moment stress.
I guess it's like this mindset only really works for me because I plan ahead though. Like you can't really be like the night before and be like, yeah, I'll do it like tomorrow morning. Like
Yeah, I guess so.
I think because I plan ahead enough, so I give myself that time or like buffer to stress and like push it back, I guess.
Yeah. Because you know how much time you would have on any particular day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, like I think it's weird because it's like everything always works out. Like I don't know how to like say it in a different way, but like just like the timing of everything will always work out. Like even like say like this week when we were doing the podcast, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose so many days. I'm not gonna have time to do my assignment. Like I literally have an essay due on Thursday. But then like I was thinking, I was like, wait, actually I have enough time. Like somehow it just works out when you put trust in yourself that it will and you plan ahead. Like I think that's my two things.
I think that's a beautiful place to round off this episode, right? And Marcus, we just want to say thank you for shedding light on your experiences and what you do, because honestly, we really think that you're very well human. And I think what you highlighted there, like if we were to summarize, it's like trust that things will get done, like what you said, essentially, like if you want it, you will make time for it. It will get done. And then trust in that process as well. Try not to get like stuck in the stress of the moment. And like sleep well, have a shower.
Sleep well, yeah.
The ocean.
The ocean?
The ocean.
Yep.
Water
Ocean,
signs?
yes.
Water,
Yep.
yeah.
Sun.
Check your star sign.
Lots of sun.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Sun time. And maybe like just to bring everyone else into this conversation now too, but just taking a moment to acknowledge that what works for Marcus doesn't necessarily work for everyone. Like the schedule stuff especially, like I think people can get so intense into feeling
Yeah.
bad that they don't have a schedule, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, so remember what Marcus shares may not be relevant to your life, but this episode might give you some ideas about all these different ideas and different strategies that you could try based on Marcus's story as well. So I reckon I wanted to put in like a reflective question, something about like the ocean, right?
A reflective question about
The ocean, you know? Like, I think.
What's your ocean?
Yeah, what?
What?
Oh, yeah, whoa.
No, but genuinely, that's a question I want to ask everyone. What's your version of the Marcus's ocean?
What?
That's beautiful.
Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
like Marcus
What's
has the
your
ocean.
thing? Yeah.
You might have the ocean as well. I'm not saying that you can't have the ocean. You can have your ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not the ocean, what is it?
Yeah. Great
That's a good question. Yeah.
And so we would love to know. You can find us on socials at Just Shapes and Sounds. Obviously, you will find this episode on your favorite streaming platform. Please make sure you download this episode too. And we really want you to join us in destigmatizing and normalizing mental health conversations in Asian communities. So please share this episode with your networks. And yeah, let us know, like, what is your ocean? It's honestly,
What's
such
your
a
ocean?
great
I'm looking at you guys right there. Now we can break the fourth wall because we have cameras.
Yeah. And we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
Yep.
Woo! Yay! This is a production from Shapes and Sounds. It's hosted by Asami Koike, Marcus Lai, and Oscar Abe, and produced by Yo Chung. We're proudly supported by the Victorian Department of Health's Diverse Communities program. All thoughts and ideas you hear are independently ours and our guests.